On this week's Kram, we take a deep dive into some of the prominent programs within our school, such as the sports broadcasting and AVID classes, along with the Harvest of Love fundraiser.
We also fly into the business of a couple of our talented students here at Rampart. All of that and more on this week's Kram.
Good morning, Reds, and welcome back to this week's Kram.
I'm Jane DeFranco.
And I'm Nate Bergstrom.
Let's get started.
First up is a student who has a very distinctive hobby. Let's follow Fiona on a ride through this student's passion.
Rampart prides itself on the individuality of their student body, and many of these students have unique hobbies. Emma Doyle is one of them and shares with us what she does every Saturday that many students don't know about.
A lot of students have limited knowledge about their classmates that sit next to them every day and might not be aware that there's a future pilot sitting across the room. Emma Doyle is a sophomore at Rampart that is currently working on getting her pilot's license and shared how she got into this particular hobby.
So basically, my dad went to the Air Force Academy and was actually in pilot training but got disqualified because of his tendency to be nauseous when he was flying. But he always encouraged me and my siblings to watch the Thunderbirds and to be involved. Honestly, it wasn't a certain moment. It was just kind of an upbringing. Then my brother actually started flying.
So she kind of followed in his footsteps and wanted to try to get some hours and see if she liked it. And she's really taken to it and likes it a lot.
In order to operate this complex vehicle, countless procedures and preparations go on before, after, and during lessons.
So to prepare for a flight, I basically study different texts and books that are all about the plane's mechanical systems, so I can understand something went wrong. And then I also study different maneuvers. And then out of the plane, you chair fly, where you basically visualize every single aspect of the maneuver that you're doing.
The FAA requires the students to get at least 40 hours of flight training before they can even go test to get their private license. We have a syllabus that tells you what you're going to do on each flight, and you're going to train to those objectives, and once you meet those objectives, you move on to the next lesson.
Similar to driving, lessons are held by an instructor that knows all there is to know about the vehicle they are operating. Gary Frith has gained his extensive knowledge through years of experience.
My dad was a Navy pilot, and my brother ended up going to the Air Force Academy ahead of me. I decided to follow him out at the Air Force Academy, so I went out to the Air Force Academy and graduated from there and went right into pilot training with the Air Force and got a chance to fly fighters. I ended up having a great career, ended up retiring, and then deciding to become a flight instructor and teach people how to fly, and I've been doing that for the last 23 years.
Spending as much time in the air as Emma does allows space for emotions to build when she suits up to take off.
Well, it's a little scary, actually, when you see your daughter, who doesn't even have her driver's license, head off in a plane. You have to really trust in yourself. And obviously, we trust Gar as well to have her well-trained to be up there. But it's a little scary, but also so very exciting.
She's on her 6th flight, and so only a couple months we've been doing the training, and like I say, she'll solo in about probably 3 or 4 more lessons. So I know she's getting nervous about that a little bit, but it's not something that you can't do. It's just you got to be prepared for it.
At first, it wasn't very fun, being nauseous and not knowing what's going on. Getting into it, I started developing more of a passion for it as I started to get better at it.
I think that it's really cool that she's getting her pilot's license because she's already a really high achiever and everything, and that's really impressive.
Being presented with this unique opportunity has opened many doors for different perspectives.
Seeing yourself or your world compared to the world below you and how insignificant you kind of are compared to it, or at least, just how big the world is.
Well, just like anything in life, it's a goal that you set that you want to go out and get your license. That's the fun part of flying, is once you get your own airplane, you can just pretty much go wherever you want.
There's always something new in the unexpected, people and places. By stepping out of her comfort zone, Emma has acquired a lifelong adventure. This has been Fiona Vachta reporting for Kram.
Keep up the hard work, Rams, and follow your passions.
As we are coming up on Thanksgiving, it is a great time to highlight community.
Radul highlights an aspect of our Rampart community focused on supporting others.
'Tis the season to be charitable, and Rampart works to uphold that service. Come with us to watch what goes on behind the scenes during this week, Harvest of Love.
Caring and sharing is the name of the game when fall marks the season of giving. Kram went to Mr. Isles for more information on the charity event that Rampart hosts every year.
So Care and Share is a local food bank here in Colorado Springs that kind of serves both Colorado Springs and southern Colorado. And Harvest of Love is a food drive, money drive that the Care and Share does in conjunction with local high schools to help kind of raise food, money, help fill their pantries, especially before the holiday season when a lot more families tend to struggle. So.
NHS plays an integral role in arranging Harvest of Love, and we wanted to hear what makes this event so important to them.
Well, it's a really good cause. A lot of people in the United States have food insecurity, and right now we have a direct impact on the community that we're around. So I think it's a really great way to get involved with the community and help the people around us.
I think the most important thing about Harvest of Love is it shows you a different perspective. So you're getting to see like a side of life that is not similar to your own. A lot of the times people who are struggling and people who need food, they don't outwardly show it.
It's not something a lot of people think about, not something a lot of people talk about, but it is very impactful. And especially like your peers, right, students, a lot of times don't know that they're struggling. So this is kind of a way to help and kind of just support our local community.
Kram also went in and got exclusive footage behind the scenes with a word from the CEO as well as the media director at Care and Share.
Yeah, so we wanted to get young people involved in food drives. And so this started with just a few schools, and over the years it continues to grow. This year we have over 72 schools across Colorado Springs and Pueblo. Last year when you looked at the donations that came in from the schools and then all the food donations, it was just under 900,000 pounds of food that we were able to convert from those donations or from the food drive. And when you think what an amazing contribution that is, our food bank puts about 25 million pounds of food out the door each year. So for one food drive to put almost 1 million pounds of food into the food bank, it's an amazing thing.
So in our warehouse right now, we have 2.5 million pounds of food.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And we prepare orders every day to go out. And we typically try to prepare orders a couple of days in advance. Right. And then the partner agencies will come pick that up, or in some cases, we'll actually even deliver those orders.
What is so amazing about Care and Share is we raise money and we bring in food to one of our 3 distribution centers, Colorado Springs, Pueblo, and Alamosa, to support 289 other nonprofits. So we get the food into Care and Share, and then we send it out to food pantries all across our 29 counties. So 289 nonprofits that are front-facing, helping neighbors in their communities, rely on Care and Share for a portion of their food for free. And so when you think of scale and scope, enabling 289 other nonprofits to deliver a really important service to people in their communities.
I mean, I think it's kind of tragic that we're still having that issue within our society. And I mean, I think it's important to help out where you can, especially if you have the means to.
Rams, in the name of love and for the sake of hope, find a reason to give this season. This is Mridul Govind, signing off.
Thank you, Mridul. And today is the last day to donate for Harvest of Love, so make sure you do that.
Not many people know what AVID stands for.
Advancement via Individual Determination.
It is also more than a class. It's a program here at Rampart.
Let's hand it off to Caleb with more information on AVID.
Most people think of AVID as just a class, but just recently, our AVID juniors went on a field trip to UNC Greeley and CSU Fort Collins.
Advancement via Individual Determination, or AVID, has been a class here at Rampart for many years and has been offered to all students. Recently, the program took its juniors on a college trip to UNC and CSU.
It's a program that we offer here at Rampart that serves, I think, multiple facets. It's a support class that offers skills and techniques and knowledge on preparing kids for post-high school activities or careers and college. But it's also a program that offers dual enrollment college courses for students.
All right, so AVID is one of the programs that we offer here at Rampart. It's a college prep program that gives kids skills that they can use in all of their other classes like organization, note-taking, study skills, time management. We do a lot with planners, and it also helps them prepare for college, whether that's a 4-year college or a 2-year college or a trade school.
The AVID program was created to serve students that are looking for further education after high school.
Originally I joined AVID because they offered free college classes through UCCS.
I joined AVID because I want to get a head start on getting credits for college, and it's also super fun to just get prepared for college and get exposed to that workload, so you're already prepared once you actually graduate.
It's an application process that begins really back in 8th grade, and you have to interview with the AVID team and then be accepted into the AVID program.
If you are interested in joining AVID, you would need to fill out an application and then turn it into myself, and we would have a quick little meeting to see if it would be a good fit for you.
Many things go into planning a trip this extensive.
There's a lot of moving parts within a college trip, so really the first step is getting dates finalized with the colleges of attending and making sure that those dates line up with other activities that are going on here at the school. And then it's a process of begging for buses. There's a lot of moving parts to get it together, which can make it a little bit stressful, but the end results are pretty awesome.
Many things can and do happen on college trips.
So when we go to these college trips, whether it's CU Boulder or CSU Fort Collins or UNC Greeley, we get there and there's usually a 45-minute information session that one of the college admission reps will talk about all of the things about the college that kids would need to know. And then we go on a tour. So we break into those groups that we made. And there's college kids who take us all around campus and point things out and answer any questions that kids have. And then we will have lunch in their cafeteria, which is always the kids' favorite part of the trip, and then we come home.
Because of AVID, many students are succeeding more in school and in college help than ever before. So let's give a big thanks to our AVID teachers. This has been Caleb Bozier, reporting for Kram.
If it feels right for you, make sure to consider AVID.
Next up, we looked inside another video production program here at Rampart.
Sports broadcasting is a key part of our sports community. Nate brings a deeper look into one of their recent events.
Many people know about sports broadcasting from their presence at football or soccer games, but recently they were invited to the Air Force Academy for a special opportunity. There's always a purpose behind these events.
So the thing about live sports broadcast is we're trying to create the closest we can for students to be in an actual production company, what it would be like after high school and they get a career. So we were hired by the Colorado Brandmasters Association to create not just the competition footage, which is basically just a long shot, but also produced multi-angle HD versions of every band performance over the 3-day period.
There are easy and challenging parts to any filming event.
A good part of it, though, was kind of just sitting around and kind of being alone if you're not a social person.
The bottom camera, it was pretty easy. All you had to do was just find faces of the band members.
The easy parts is it's the band performances are very high in spectacle and they have lots of movement, color, so it's a very cool thing to film. The hardest part is, there's no second chances. You have to get it right the first time. If you miss it, it's not like they're going to perform again. And we're being paid to do it, so we have to be pretty much on point for 3 days non-stop.
The challenges when I was doing the field camera, just holding the camera still and just making sure you have a good shot on the faces, because sometimes the judges moved in the way and they covered up your shot.
It was just a really long day. I was there from 7 a.m. to near 10 p.m. So that was pretty rough. And then at one point someone was a little bit late, so I had to do the field camera job like 7 times in a row, which is just pretty difficult.
Many students had a takeaway that extended beyond just this event.
It was really cool being in the press box and seeing like where the professionals work for college football games and other broadcasts and stuff like that. It was pretty fun, you know, seeing like what professionals do and just being in that environment and being involved in that.
I thought it was really fun. It was a nice way to, like, again, get some, like, hands-on experience with sports broadcasting, and I'm also in marching band, so I had a good time just watching all the other different bands.
It was a work-based learning experience. We were effectively working just like a production company would that gets hired to do any sort of event like this, and the kids wired the cameras, they made the connections, we had a switchboard going. It was pretty much as close to real-life work experiences as you can get in a high school. So I thought it was a really cool experience.
If you're interested, you can sign up for the sports broadcasting class next semester. This has been Nathaniel Bergstrom, reporting for Kram.
Thank you to Sports Broadcasting for all the events they cover. Entrepreneurship is pretty popular with the kids these days.
Off to Maya to tell us more about a student who started her own business.
We have many accomplished students at Rampart. Kram found an exceptional student who runs her own small business.
Kira Belzik is a talented student who uses her skills to run a small business. Kira and her mom shared how she found and grew her talent.
I'm a small business owner, so I make things and sell them at craft fairs.
Well, Kira started her business last year, but how long she's been sewing is probably seriously maybe in 4th grade when she really wanted to do the marchand at the school and make things for it.
I love stuffed animals, so I started making little stuffed animals, and I would sell them at like the little marchés that we had in 4th grade to like my other classmates. And that kind of spiraled into me making pencil cases, which then led to my mother asking me if I wanted to start sewing lessons and getting my machine when I was in 6th grade.
And then she's like, maybe I should get a sewing machine and get lessons. And I did know her teacher already, so we were ready to go once she was ready to go.
Running a business is no small feat. There are a lot of challenges that one needs to overcome to have a successful business.
An entrepreneur is someone who finds a need and fills that need with their idea to make money.
Owning a small business is a little challenging if you want to do it year-round. I mostly do things at craft fairs, but I do tailoring for my friends and family on the side to make money.
For her small business, it really was a matter of what does she need? I have never run a small business before. So it was just like, okay, so how do we take a credit card? Should we get a bank account? Just all those boxes checked.
I'd say the most challenging thing is trying to make sure I have enough before going to the craft fairs. I don't know what's going to be popular or what's going to sell or what people are looking for, so I kind of have to figure that out and gauge that and hope that what I make is popular.
Running a small business can be very rewarding.
I like being able to create things, and having a source of income at 14, which is how old I was when I started, was really amazing.
Well, she's become a lot busier, but she's also really happy with her designs, and she's getting a lot better. She started making a lot more full-body outfits instead of just purses and stuff and bags.
She is able to make money and buy her own stuff, and she's made about over $1,000, I think.
I am always looking for an authentic thing to give, an authentic gift to give people that I know, especially in my family. They like special gifts, so I bought a whole bunch of bags from her to give to family members.
Kira will be selling at the Liberty Craft Fair November 9th and Rampart Craft Bazaar on the 23rd. I hope to see you there. This has been Maya Mills reporting for Kram.
Thank you for sharing your story.
I'm getting chills, and I think I know why. The Rampart Theater Fall production is right around the corner. Let's take a look into this seasonally appealing play.
If we could but journey back to that remote period in American history when the city of Manhattan was but a market town, we would discover in the bosom of one of those spacious coves which indent the shores of the Hudson, the little village of Tarrytown. And just beyond, nestled deep in the low rolling hills, a sequestered glen. It's a quiet, peaceful place, and yet somehow foreboding.
Looks spooky. I'll definitely check it out.
Now to Radul for this week's Stew Corner.
Hey, we're live with this week's Stew Corner. School-wide sensations are going to rock your senses this following week with the lip-sync battle happening on the 19th of November. Groups will participate in choreography and lip-syncing competition for the golden microphone, while you get to watch this school's musical talent show down on the big stage. As a reminder, sign-up forms for this competition are due today. A tradition and sensation still, Rampart High School's Bald for Bucks event is hosting a t-shirt design competition. This year's theme, chosen by our hero child, is Spider-Man. If you are interested in submitting an on-theme design for everyone to style this year, please turn that in to Miss Bailey by the end of the day, 20th of November.
Thank you, Radul.
Well, that's all we have for this week, Rams. Stay safe and be kind. This has been Nate Bergstrom
And Jane DeFranco.
signing off for KRAM.
I'm so sorry.
It's a pretty popular
I didn't mean you want
I just become the Swedish chef.
I'm Jane DeFranco.
And I'm Jane DeFranco. Be sure to consider AVID. Not AVID.